Hi, I'm Nikki.
And I'm Megan.
Welcome to the Grimdark Diaries.
We're your geek gal pals obsessed with true crime and all things dark and disturbing.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We had our first real big snowfall today.
Yeah, we did. It was beautiful.
It was beautiful for me because I got to work from home, so I was just inside in my pajamas all day.
I had to drive to work this morning in it on the highway, and I was terrified. I was one of those losers who was going like 90 kilometers an hour in the right-hand lane.
The worst.
I know. Well, I don't have my winter tires on yet, so I'm nervous. I don't get them on till Friday, which is only 2 days away from now, but it's still, you don't expect the snow. I booked the appointment at the end of October, actually probably the second last week of October, and they couldn't fit me in till this Friday. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, we didn't book an appointment, and I don't know. We'll figure it out.
You can go to places. There are places that do drop-in, so it's first come, first serve.
Really?
I can send you addresses of them. Yes, because
Yeah, Matt was saying he might just do it himself, but the problem is right now our driveway is on a hill and our street is on a hill. So I said to him, he was like, I guess I could drive it down to a flat street, but then I'll be on like the wet ground.
Oh,
so I told him, we'll drive to the mall where they have underground parking.
Oh my gosh, that's genius.
And then he's like, and you want me to just do it right there with everybody in the parking lot?
Why not?
Like, yeah, sure.
People think you're changing a flat or something.
Yeah.
Nobody would question.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Did you see that true crime news about the guy in Missouri that was exonerated after 42 years in prison?
What? No.
Yeah. Oh.
I didn't hear about that. What was it for?
Well, his name was Kevin Strickland, and he went to jail because there was, I believe it was some kind of break and enter, and then people in the family got killed. I think there was 4 people in the house and 3 got killed, and one of the daughters, I think, she faked being dead, and then she escaped and got help.
Wow.
Yes. And then this Kevin Strickland guy wasn't a suspect, and then someone's like sister's brother's girlfriend or something told the police like, oh, you should check out this guy. So then they immediately were like, oh, it's him.
What?
And then they kind of, the one survivor, the police kind of forced her to pick him out of a photo lineup, and that was literally the only evidence, and he got sent to life in prison. And then after he got sentenced, that chick took it back, and she was like, it wasn't him. I falsely identified him. I was confused. I was pressured, blah, blah, blah.
No way.
And they just kept him in prison for 42 years.
I'm sorry. How does that make any sense? How do you keep somebody in prison even though he was convicted wrongly?
I mean, the jury decided he was guilty, and that's how the American justice system
Wow,
works.
that is garbage. Holy,
yeah. So the Innocence Project started working with him, and then they freed him. And you know what the worst freaking part is? That I didn't realize this? He was in prison for 42 years, and the state will not pay him a single cent of money.
What?
You only get a payout if you're exonerated due to DNA evidence. So if DNA evidence proves you didn't do it,
oh my gosh,
they'll give you those whatever millions of dollars, however much it is for the amount of time you were in there. But it wasn't DNA evidence that cleared him, so he just gets nothing. So they took 42 years of his life, and now they're like, here you go.
What?
Yeah.
Wow, what a sin. This poor guy. In 42 years, like how much of his family is still around?
Right?
Wow. That's horrible news. So great way to start the episode there, Nikki.
Yeah, I'm going to bring us low so that I can bring us up.
Perfect. You're going to give us a true crime story that brings us up?
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's a lot of stupid people in it.
Well,
and sometimes hearing about that stuff can be a little funny.
It makes you feel better about yourself, I guess.
I don't want to say that. But it makes you, it makes you scratch your head, or it makes you squint. You know when somebody says or does something really stupid and all you can do is kind of squint at them?
Yes, we've talked about this before on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm really bad for doing that.
It's true.
But it's better than saying something.
Subconsciously, you're just squinting at this person. Like, what are you doing or talking about?
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
If we remember, my category was, why is hiring a hitman so cheap? And I'll tell you what, there was a lot of stories to pick from.
I bet.
I was going to really stretch the rules and just do one where somebody kills somebody for nothing, because that would be free. But then I started researching a case, but then I was like, you know what? I guess that's not hiring a hitman because they're not paying them for a hit. So that I was like, that's
a technicality. But you know what? We make our own rules here, so I would have let it pass.
We don't follow any rules. But it's okay. I found something else.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I found a whole other world we're going to look into.
Oh, a whole world that we don't know about?
A whole world that we don't know about. Yeah. A whole new world.
It's perfect. That was beautiful.
Hey, thanks. Mm-hmm. On July 17th, 2020, 51-year-old Wendy Ween of Michigan had a problem she needed help with. Like most people, she went to the place where it is the easiest and most efficient place to seek out help. Megan, where would you look?
For what kind of issue?
So you're having a problem and you need someone to help you. So where would you look for help?
Depends on what kind of issue I'm having.
Just a general issue.
A police station.
No, not that kind of help. You have a problem.
Okay, legitimately, I said depends on what kind of problem you have.
You got, just a problem.
Not like
I'm in
problem
danger.
In general.
What?
Just any problem in general.
Yeah.
I don't know, a friend?
No. Wrong.
Okay. I don't know what you're looking for.
You look on the internet.
Oh, I mean, I don't, but okay.
You don't?
I mean, maybe.
If you need something, you don't immediately Google where and how you get that thing.
If I want to know something, if I want to know like information about a particular thing, if you had asked me where would I go if I had a curiosity about something and I want to know more information about it, where would I go? I would have definitely said the internet.
No, that's not Wendy's looking. She's not looking for that.
Okay, well.
She's got a problem and she's looking to outsource it.
Okay, interesting.
So when you're looking to outsource a problem, we don't have Yellow Pages anymore.
Right. Or Craigslist. No, I think that still exists.
Craigslist is the internet.
The newspaper? I think it was in a newspaper before, though.
What?
I don't know.
Craigslist is a website.
Well, okay. I thought it was also in the newspaper, like in the past, before the internet was a thing.
Really?
Maybe. I'm kind of from that age. I kind of think I know what I'm talking about, but I don't know for sure. I could be wrong.
I have no recollection of Craigslist being in a paper format, newspaper? But that doesn't mean it didn't exist.
I don't know. Who knows?
So Google is a great way to search for services you might need. You know, maybe you're looking to hire a party planner or a caterer or a hitman, just your everyday service providers.
Super casual hitman that you were looking for.
You know, just problems arise and you need help.
A birthday party.
Yeah, why not? I mean, if the person you want to take the hit out on is there.
Right.
You see, Wendy had a really big issue with her ex-husband. So she figured the best way to take him out of her life was to literally take him out of her life.
Wow.
Right?
Divorce wasn't enough, I guess.
Right. She didn't want to go to jail, though. So that is where the magic of the internet comes in. But I mean, she's not wrong. If you have a job you can't or don't want to do yourself, the internet is pretty much where it's at to find somebody.
The dark web. I don't think you're going to find that on Google.
Well.
Oh, God. Did she
luckily,
find it on Google?
For Wendy, she found herself a website called rentahitman.com.
Oh, come on. Okay, that sounds super fake, like a cop would run it.
Well, the site contains a lot of really helpful information.
Oh, God.
as well as
It's a trap.
it offers its services to people at a price that you can work out with them.
Okay.
Right. So when you're scrolling through the site, it's super informative and above all else promises discreet and confidential services. It even boasts industry awards.
Industry awards?
Yes!
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, they're a leader in their field.
Oh my god, don't tell me she actually wrote to this company. Oh my lord.
Yeah.
This is wild already. Okay, go ahead.
Like any good website, it also has a testimonial section of very satisfied customers.
About the hit going well?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Successful hit. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
One review from Laura S. mentions that, she caught her husband cheating with the babysitter and rentahitman.com delivered exactly what was promised.
Oh my god, this is so ridiculous. Okay, now I understand the squinting comment.
Right. It's gonna get worse.
Oh no. I can't handle worse. I need to drink more. Look, my my cup actually is the one that says let's drink wine and judge people.
Yeah. That's exactly what you're gonna do today.
It's perfect.
So rentahitman.com ensures its patrons that it complies with HIPAA, which it said was the Hitman Information Privacy and Protection Act of 1964. You might have been confused with the HIPAA that is the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act.
Exactly what I thought of.
That protects patients' medical information.
Exactly. Oh no. My. Okay.
Yeah, this is the Hitman Information Privacy and Protection Act.
Because you hear HIPAA and you think, oh, that's a real thing. I've heard of that before. I didn't know what it stood
exactly.
for. So it must be this. Oh, my Lord. Okay. I think I'm ready for you to continue.
Okay. The main tagline on the site says, "Got a problem that needs resolving? With over 17,985 US-based field operatives, we can find a solution that's right for you." Guido Finelli was listed as the owner of the site. So once Wendy checked this all out and, there was a lot of evidence there to show how legit this was, Wendy reached out to him on the service request page of the site.
You mean how legit it looked like to her?
How legit she thought it was.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good. I can't. I just cannot. Oh my gosh. Oh.
So when she filled out her handy dandy service request form that they have there, she told
Do they ask
him
for,
about
ID and all of her identification?
They need full information,
Of course they do.
Absolutely. So she told her about a problem that she needed taken care of. That was her ex-husband. And she said in her form that he was responsible for ripping her off to the sum of $20,000.
Oof.
I do not know if that is true or not.
That's a lot of money either way.
Yeah. She said she could pay some money for this outsourced murder, but was not a rich person. She did also express some doubt about the whole hiring a professional killer on the open internet situation. She put in her little typed up thing on the service request that this is kind of weird that your company is not on the deep dark web.
Okay, you would think that would have been the first and only flag you needed to realize this is fucking not legit.
No, Wendy's pumped. She found
my
something very easily
God.
accessible. Testimonials.
Oh, my testimonials just kills me. Oh my goodness. Okay.
On this service request form that you have to fill out, you have to put in your name, your email, your phone number, along with the same information of your target.
Do you have to put your social insurance number in there as well? Your
No.
bank account, your credit card?
No, they don't ask for that. everything seemed to be going smoothly for Wendy because she got a response and she set up a meeting in a parking lot with her potential hitman contractor. During the meeting, Wendy offered to pay $5,000 to murder her ex,
There's that number
who
again.
lives in another state. And she gave this contractor she met with money up front for travel expenses. She also provided the contractor with her former husband's home address, place of employment, and his work schedule. What Wendy didn't realize, and I'm sure what everyone listening here does realize, is that rentahitman.com is in fact not a real site to rent a hitman.
What?
Record scratch.
I, for one, am blown out of the water by this twist. 16 minutes in and we're already...
I could tell. I knew that you were buying it, Megan.
Oh,
I knew you were
100%.
Googling it and favoriting it for future issues.
I know, I was like logging that in the back of my brain, but really, you're gonna just squash all my dreams.
So the person that Wendy met with was actually an undercover state trooper.
No!
Yes.
Wow.
Shocker.
I know. You could have said any kind of law enforcement, and I would have said the same thing. Oh my gosh.
Once Wendy handed over the money for the hit, she was immediately arrested. On November 12th, 2021, Wendy appeared in court and was charged with solicitation of murder, which is a life offense in Michigan. And
Life.
She was also...
Nice.
Yeah, you get life.
Perfect.
They're not playing around.
No doubt. That's awesome.
She was also charged with using a computer to commit a crime, which carries a maximum penalty of 20 years.
Sorry. By Googling.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like anybody, I'm sorry, anybody who thinks that they can find a hitman through Google is really like from another planet.
My desire to visit this website
I know
to see it. Oh, and I was Googling. So when I found this story, I wanted to find more information. So I Googled her name and rentahitman.com. And the first thing that came up was the site. And I was like,
Really?
oh, I want to click on this so badly.
It's still up? That is
Oh, yeah.
how many people they must catch from that website.
Well, we're going to talk about that.
No. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's still up. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So previous to this, Wendy had no criminal record, but she did end up pleading guilty to both counts. The terms of the plea agreement cap the minimum sentence at 9 years in prison. And her sentencing actually hasn't taken place. It's on January 13th, 2022.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But she's being held, obviously.
Yes, she's being held in the Michigan prison.
Wow. Oh my God. Way to go, Michigan.
Right?
I'm very proud of you, state.
Yeah. So after I read this, I had to learn more about rentahitman.com.
That's hilarious.
I was mind blown that one person fell for this.
Right?
But oh wow, was she not the only one?
Seriously?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. Wow, you would think. Is it only in Michigan?
No.
This is like
it's the entire
statewide.
US.
Oh my gosh. Not
Yes.
statewide, countrywide.
And so we'll get into it. So the site isn't owned by Guido Finelli, like it says. It's actually run by a gentleman named Bob, and I'm not quite sure how to say his last name. It's either Innes or Ines, maybe.
INNES.
I'm going to call him Bob. INNES.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's usually Innes.
Yeah, so I will call him Bob.
Okay.
He's a 54-year-old Northern California man. Bob launched this website originally not as a way to catch criminals, but as a possible business venture. It'll make more sense, I promise.
He really wanted to go on the dark web with it, but...
So from 2003 to 2005, he studied network security and was considering opening a business that would test a company's online infrastructure for vulnerabilities.
Mm.
I feel like, Megan, you'll know more about what I'm saying.
I'm all about
I'm just
that.
saying words that I wrote.
I'm like, we just had that done too. I actually really love that stuff. That
Yeah.
stuff is right up my alley.
Yeah. So he was on top of doing that. So he was at school learning IT stuff, and him and a couple of his friends decided that they might open their own business doing that. And then he was also collecting domain names in the hopes of reselling them for a profit.
Mm-hmm.
Wanting to do both of these things, he registered rentahitman.com on February 5th, 2005, because of the double meaning of the word hit, which can refer to attacking a system as well as hits like online views.
Oh.
So it had nothing to do with murder hitman.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, because I would not have thought that ever.
Right? In June of that year, he hadn't done anything with the domain name, and the friends he was going to start the business with, they had gotten jobs at other places, so they'd moved on. So he decided to put it up for auction. He just kind of had on the site like a main splash page that said something, this site isn't active. If you're interested in purchasing the domain, and then he had an email address for it there.
Right, yeah.
He didn't get any serious offers, so he just let the site sit there unused, and he eventually kind of just forgot about it. So that was 2005.
Right.
Then, in 2008, Bob checked the inbox for all the email accounts tied to the website, and he found 250 to 300 emails that had been sent to him. Yes. Most of them were just very short one-line emails asking questions like, how much for services? Do you operate in this or that country? How much would you charge to take out so-and-so?
What?
Are you hiring hitmen?
Did they actually think that website...
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. That is
And they
hilarious.
thought that the front page was just like a mirage, like,
All
if you know, you know
ruse.
kind of thing.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Bob remembers one email in particular was from a lady out of the UK who was looking for a date. She wanted to have a hitman companion to learn the trade from.
Oh my god.
So in her email, she wanted to make a love connection so she could learn the murder assassin business.
Oh, okay, like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
He could tell that a lot of the emails obviously weren't very serious, but some seemed like they genuinely were. He wasn't really prepared for that because that was not his original intention at all when he bought the domain name. At first, none of the emails really rang any huge alarms for him, so he just ignored it all. But then in 2010, he got an email through the site from a woman named Helen. In her message, Helen said she was from the UK but was stranded in Canada. She stressed that the situation was urgent because several people had screwed her out of her father's inheritance, and she wanted revenge by killing 3 of them.
Whoa.
Right?
That's excessive.
Yeah. And I feel like if she gets screwed out of inheritance, that's probably her family.
I was literally just thinking that, like, probably her siblings or something.
Yeah.
Wow. Scary.
At the time that Bob got the email, he was in LA helping his brother move. And so he just didn't do anything because, again, he thought it was just a joke like the rest. But then a second email came from her around 4 p.m. that day. And that's when he started to get suspicious because she was really stressing the urgency of it. And she gave more information, the details of the people that she needed the hit taken out on. So he got on his computer and he verified the names and addresses of the people Helen wanted to kill. That's when he realized that Helen was serious.
Oh my gosh.
So he genuinely was able to find these people at these locations.
Wow.
But Bob wanted to give her a possible out before he did anything about it. So it's the same out he still gives everyone, including Wendy from earlier in the story.
Okay.
Yes. So when you fill out this request form, for service and it seems like you're serious, before he relays that person's information to police, he sends an email with 2 questions. Do you still require our services? And do you want me to place you in contact with a field operator? So if somebody answers yes, then he involves police.
That's fair. Field operator equals police.
Yes.
Wow.
Helen was fully in and replied to Bob confirming she wanted to go ahead. Bob then reached out to a friend who happens to be a sergeant in a police department, who then called Canadian authorities. Police found Helen and she served about 4 months behind bars on a charge of soliciting to commit murder before she was then sent back to the UK.
Fucking Canadians. I know we're Canadian, but man, our justice system is so lax here. It makes me crazy.
Yeah, they gave her a little scratch on the wrist and we're like, don't do that.
It didn't even break the skin. There was no blood or anything. It was just like a little love scratch.
Oh God, Megan's out for blood.
I'm sorry, but man, 4 months.
I mean, she might have served some time in the UK.
Well,
I don't know.
fair, but I mean, I don't know the UK justice system, but I know the justice system here, and it probably only would have been 4 months total.
Don't come here and commit crimes.
Right? Yeah, that's right. I'm not trying to
Megan is making it sound very desirable to commit your
you
crimes
would just
here.
Be extradited to your own country and charged.
Yes. We don't want you here in Canada.
No,
we're too nice.
Not.
We won't be able to turn you away.
No, you're going to come here and you're going to fall in love so much with all of us in this province. Well, this province. Not this province, but all of the provinces.
Not this province. What's wrong with this province?
You'll love it here, but we don't want you to come here and commit crimes.
You can come here for like 1 week and then you gotta go.
That's right. We're not condoning or encouraging any behavior that is illegal. I feel like it's a liability. I have to say that.
Grimdark disclaimer.
That's right. But you would come here and you would fall in love and you'd be like, oh my God, no wonder everybody's so nice here. Because you just
it's true.
Love it here. And everybody's so nice. It's so nice here. I love it here. I'm never going to move.
I can't tell if that's you impersonating somebody from the US or if you're saying that.
It actually started out as me impersonating somebody saying that, but then it just became me saying it about my own province.
I do love it here too.
I love it so much.
It's the perfect amount of a bigger city without being a big city.
Exactly. I grew up in a very tiny, tiny town. And then I moved to Calgary, which is a giant city, and it has over 1 million people just in one city alone. And I was like, this is too big. It's just like the little Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Yeah.
This one's too small. This one's too big. This one is just right.
Yes.
It's like it feels like a small town because you don't know everybody here. It's big enough that you don't run into people you know often. But it's small enough that everybody feels like, neighbors, even if you live across the city from each other kind of thing. Because people are just so friendly here.
Yeah. I remember the first time I went to Toronto, I think I was 19. And I was so excited to go to a big city. And then I remember nobody would hold doors. And I was very offended. You know how almost in Nova Scotia, people hold doors for too long? Like you could be halfway across the parking lot and they'll just stand there holding the door for you. And then you got to kind of jog to the door because you're like, oh God, they're holding it for me. I got to hustle.
Exactly. It's exactly
every time. Yeah. So but in Toronto, nobody would hold doors. They just let it go right in your face. And I was like, what is this?
And they're
why are people holding doors?
And you're like, you don't have to hold the door. It's okay. And they're like, no, it's okay. Don't rush.
Oh, always. And then you 100%. Run. You always rush.
Because nobody wants to be rude. He doesn't want to shut the door, and you don't want to make them wait too long. So you're rushing. Yeah. And it's so funny.
Yeah. And then we also do the thing here where you hold the door, and then the next person, when they finally get to the door, if there's somebody else coming, then they hold the door. Right. But in Toronto, I would hold the door and then somebody would come and they would just walk around me and walk inside. And I'd be like, no, it's your turn to hold the door. There's a hierarchy of this.
You're the doorman now.
Yeah, literally. I feel like I was at the Eaton Center and I was just holding the door for 10 minutes. Being like, I can't just let it go. There are people.
No. Yeah, the big cities, you probably will still feel that American feel.
Yeah.
But when you come to the smaller cities, those are the ones where You get the
That's
good
my
perks.
marketing ad for Nova Scotia. We'll hold the door for you.
That's right. It's true though.
Come at me, Tourism Nova Scotia. I got some sweet gems for you.
Oh god, the day that the Grimdark Diaries is on Tourism Nova Scotia ads.
Oh god.
Could you imagine?
We'll put that on our vision board.
That's right. We need to start one of those.
Right. So back to Bob and Helen. The 3 family members that Helen was targeting they were never hurt thanks to Bob. So now Bob looks at those 3 people as the first 3 people the website was able to save.
That's amazing.
Right?
Wow.
That's when he got to work updating the site to appear like a Hitman service.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he worked with the police when he did that, because that would...
He didn't.
I feel like that's probably not...
He had like a friend that was a sergeant and
True.
stuff. And I actually read, I didn't include this in my story, but in one thing I read about him, he did aspire to be a police officer. And I know he did a bunch of the training and stuff. And I can't remember why he didn't end up following through. I don't know if they weren't hiring or something.
It's a process.
But then he got into IT or something like that.
Yeah. IT security.
But he did do, he did do a lot of the, IT security. He did do a lot of the training. And I think he said he went to like the police academy or whatever it is they have there.
Okay, cool.
In 2014 is when he added the service request page, making it even easier to request a hit on someone, which is almost the same as the request page that's on there now, so that people weren't just sending emails. They could fill out the form, and that way he could get all that information.
Did he actually like get more hits? Okay, I see where the hit comes from. Did he get more hits on the website that way? Like, did he actually get more emails than when it was just a front page random email?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. People, okay, squinting hard right now.
Squinting so hard. And so once he updates the site, this begins Bob's amazing side hustle of catching people who are looking to hire hitmen.
Amazing. Good job, Bob.
Right? Good job,
I'm
Bob.
Proud of you, Bob.
Another one of his catches that made a lot of headlines was Devin Fauber, a 20-year-old who in 2018 tried to hire someone to kill his ex-girlfriend and her parents. He had blamed the parents for the couple's breakup. The Virginia man then planned to kidnap his ex's 3-year-old daughter so that he could raise her.
What?
Right.
Oh my
It's wild.
Gosh, that's horrible.
When he met with his field agent, aka the undercover officer, he said to him, "I could be a really good father to her, but I need those 3 people taken out before I can do anything." AKA like the opposite of a good father.
Right? Not
I can be a good father. I just need you to kill 3 people
right,
first,
exactly.
including the child's mother.
And then kidnap her, because the social services are not letting the child go with you.
No.
Wow.
He was super persistent when reaching out to the site too. Over the next 10 to 12 days, he was sending a bunch of follow-up emails, asking questions like, how come the job's not done yet? I've given you everything you need to know about where they can be found. Remember, don't kill the baby. Yeah, he has no tact.
Oh my gosh.
Bob just kept passing the info to police, and eventually they were able to set up a sting operation, and they were able to arrest him.
100% they were just waiting him. He just incriminated himself over and over and over again. So like, we're just going to keep getting information from him so we have the most amount of information to throw at him.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Devin pleaded guilty to 2 counts of solicitation to commit first-degree murder and was sentenced in 2019 to 10 years in prison.
Just 2 counts?
Yeah, I don't know why. There was 3 people.
Yeah. I don't really understand law either, so there might have been a reason, or maybe that was
Megan
the
will
plea
be teaching
deal.
Grimdark Law class.
Yeah.
There'll be a pop quiz. I hope you learned a lot so far.
I still have questions.
The quiz is she asks you questions and you need to give her the answers.
That's right. I'm sure that our Grimdark fans know way more about this stuff than I do, especially if they live in the States. United
And
States
every
law
state is different, which makes it confusing.
That's true too. Every state is different, but like U.S. law in general is different than Canadian law. So,
oh yes. So in total, Bob says that about 650 to 700 people have contacted him since he first registered the website in 2005, including about 400 people that filled out the specific service request form like Wendy did.
Wow.
Giving up all of their personal info.
He had a backlog. It's crazy.
Bob personally reviews all of the submissions, which he averages at about 8 to 10 a month. He just deletes any that he can tell are, pranks or people not serious.
Right.
But if he can verify the existence of the person requesting a hitman and the target that they want to kill, he then forwards the information to one of Rent a Hitman's 17,985 field operatives, which just so happens to be the approximate number of law enforcement agencies in the country.
No way.
Yeah.
I love that. That's amazing. Also, not very many.
No.
For the whole country?
Yeah.
Wow. Yikes.
Bob is still blown away at how stupid people can be based on the volume of requests he gets.
Get a headache from squinting every day.
Yeah. And he talks about it in interviews. He's just like, I don't get it. I don't understand.
People are desperate and they don't really care,
Oh, yeah.
I guess. I don't know how anybody thinks that they're ever going to find a hitman literally through Google and at rentahitman.com. Like,
I mean, to be fair, some people don't know a lot about the internet, myself included.
But would you think that that was legit?
No. Once I looked at it, no.
Did you actually go to the website?
No, I didn't want to have it in my search history.
Right.
I saw screenshots of it, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Also, you don't want your IP address to be pinged on their site.
No. I did not go to it. So Bob said specifically he designed the site to just be so over-the-top fake. Nobody could be that stupid to fill out his web form and expect to contact a hitman.
The police must love that. Like when they're doing the conviction or when they're doing the charges up for the person, they must be like, are you for real? Like you thought this was a real website?
He said he wanted to make sure the site was so glaringly obvious to the normal user that it was a parody and not real.
Testimonies.
Yeah. Wait, it gets better.
Oh, God.
He even made a notice on the site that says seniors get a discount.
Why? Oh, God.
Yet people are still reaching out to him.
I still can't believe it's still live. Like, what?
Yeah.
That's wild.
He says most of the traffic to the site is organic, meaning people are just out there searching the internet for how to hire a hitman. He doesn't advertise, he doesn't promote, he doesn't, do any of that search engine optimization stuff. It's literally people just searching it.
Wow. That blows my mind a little bit. Like people are really out there just Googling how to kill people. Like that just...
Oh, they're wildin'. They're Googling how to hire a hitman. And it's the first thing that comes up.
That's just crazy. No, that's not okay.
No.
Not even the dark web. I don't recommend dark web either, but like dark web.
That was a great segue, Megan.
Oh,
thank you.
Excellent. You're welcome. I think.
Yeah. Because, as hard as it is to believe that this site exists and people use it, it is not the only site on the internet where you can supposedly rent a hitman.
No. You mean through Google or you're talking about dark web?
We're going to the dark web. Ooh. I don't really know what the dark web is, so I'm just going to glaze right over that.
Yeah, you don't need
We're going to talk about stuff on the dark web, but all I know is that apparently dark web sites use technology that allows both sides of an online interaction to hide their identity and location.
Did you Google that?
It was in an article.
Okay.
You think I just knew that?
No.
Megan, I still don't know how the internet works. I
know.
still ask you who we paid for our domain
It's
name.
so true.
Because I was like, oh, who's the man that owns the internet that we paid this money to?
You did
So that's
too.
where I'm still at.
That's so true.
So to tell me that there is a dark web, I'm like, what do you mean?
Oh, that's so
I don't
good.
understand. I have a question.
Sure.
This is, I don't want to go to the dark web, I promise you. I don't even like using the normal internet. But is the dark web like a separate internet? I don't understand. How do you get there?
It's kind of like a separate internet. I don't know how to explain it. I don't go there myself. I don't really know anything about it. I used to do a lot of research on it just because it was so fascinating. But the dark web is literally just for...
Is it just websites or it's a whole other
so you
internet?
have to use a certain kind of browser. I think it's called the Tor browser. I'm not going to tell people how to do it, but you have to use a certain kind of browser, and then you search. You have to log... God, I'm just trying to remember how they do it. I can't remember. I don't want to say it because obviously I don't know.
Okay, so you basically use a certain kind of browser and it's just websites. It's not like a separate internet.
No.
Like I don't call Bell and I'm like, can you please install the dark web?
No.
Along with my fiber optic?
You have to like install a different browser basically. And you have to, I don't know if you have to actually log into it or what, but you have to use a different browser, one that's specific to search the dark web. And then once you're in that browser, then you have a way to search the dark web. And I don't know. Again, I don't know if you log into it or if you have a way to access it or if you have to type in a VPN to get into, not VPN, sorry. VPN is what hides your IP address. So if you have a VPN active on your computer, you can, basically your IP address that you have on your computer will ping to like different countries. And people can't tell exactly where you are.
Oh, so people that do stuff like have a Plex website where they download a bunch of TV use a VPN.
Probably. I'm going to guess yes. They definitely
I know that
should.
Because I use somebody's Plex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So anybody who goes on the dark web probably also wants to get a VPN and use that because it is much more difficult unless you are dealing with an extreme hacker who can figure it out, like it can break through your VPN and just figure out your IP address, because then they can tell exactly where you are, like your exact location. But with a VPN, for the normal folk who don't know how to do anything with a VPN, your IP will just ping off all these different towers all across the world. And then it just looks like you're from wherever, anywhere but where you actually are.
Well, we've learned so much already.
Mm-hmm. But yes, it's just websites.
Okay. So these websites. Mm-hmm. So there's one website called, this is a mouthful, Azerbaijani Eagles. On this site, you can commission a murder for the low price of $5,000.
Seems to be the standard.
That's the trick. It's the trick.
That's the market value at the moment.
That's how you know.
That's right.
It's not a legit website. Because most people would be able to scrounge up $5,000 if they needed to.
Fair, yeah.
You know? Like if that's just enough that it's a big amount, but it's an attainable amount for somebody.
I suppose if you were desperate enough. I'm like, it's not
right.
that easy if you're living paycheck to paycheck, but then you wouldn't
because
be
if you had it
enough.
listed as $1,000, you'd be like, okay, this isn't legit.
Right.
But I feel like 5,000 is just that perfect threshold.
Are we thinking that people would actually think it wasn't legit? Because now I'm not
That's
sure.
a great question.
Now I'm unsure what the intelligence level of these people are.
There's another site on the dark web called Slayer's Hitman, and they provide more options. There's a whole menu of options and prices.
Wow.
A beating just goes for $2,000.
A beating? Oh my God. That seems like a lot of money for a beating.
It must be a good beating.
That's for the risk.
If you would like a death by torture, it will cost you a hefty $50,000.
Holy sugar. That they
Yeah, I feel like that's more in line with what hitmen actually charge.
They actually pay for that at those extreme haunted houses you were talking about. Although it's not death, but it's extreme torture.
Yeah. So what sucks about most of these sites on the dark web, I mean, sucks for the people using them, is that they're also not legit. So people will contact them for a hit. They'll request the money. The people will send the money, and then they just get ghosted with nothing in return.
You're not supposed to pay the whole amount up front.
They do. They usually do, because they think they're on the dark web, so then they think it's legit.
Mm-hmm.
And these sites often request their payment in Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't, because Bitcoin is untraceable.
Yeah. In 2020, a professor at Michigan State University was working on an academic paper that followed 24 Hitman for hire websites on the dark web.
Wow.
One thing they found while looking into these sites is that they go to a lot of effort to try and prove that they're legit. The site 18th Street Mafia has a page with links to news stories about real world killings that it says it helped commit. None of the articles say anything about the site or even that a hitman was responsible. So either this site is that good that they're undetected, or it's just all lies.
Full of I was going to say BS, but just full of shit.
Because you can really post any article and be like, yep, that was us.
Exactly. If there's no defining like murderer or like, unless it sounds super suspicious that somebody else did it, then who was charged or something like that, I feel like you could literally put any article on there.
Yep. If people are still skeptical of their services, 18th Street Mafia says, we can provide video proof of our services with timestamps. Again, such proof is not possible for fake services.
And we also have testimonials.
Yeah. I don't know what these videos are. They'd have to be legit videos of murder.
Right. Right?
Yeah.
Or if it's like any of the videos I've ever seen on, well, I mean, you don't really see anything on YouTube anyway, but you remember how I was saying I watch all these YouTubers that they order like dark web mystery boxes, or they'll like go on the dark web and talk to random strangers and people who actually say that they're a hitman and try to ask them questions about their job and all this stuff just for like content, right? And a lot of the stuff, like especially from the mystery boxes that they get, they'll get like an SD card usually with it or something, and on the SD card is just random super cryptic images. Like it looks like it might be blood, but it could be ketchup, or you know what I mean? Like you can't really see anything. And some of the videos, if there are any videos, it's like all super dark, and then you might see something that looks like it might be blood, or you see something that might be a leg, or whatever the case may be, but you won't see anything else in particular. So I feel like
it's the same kind of thing.
It might be the same kind of thing. Yeah.
Another one of these sites called Dark Mamba said it was very difficult to provide any proof that they're legit because they mostly use ricin to kill their targets, which is a poison that's not easily detected or traced.
I wonder if that's the poison that comes from a dark mamba snake.
No, it comes from some kind of bean, I think.
Oh.
Or something. Yeah, I read it. It was in the article I read.
Okay.
It came from some kind of plant of some kind or bean of some kind.
Interesting.
They advertise that they can really provide proof, that they can't really provide proof because the whole point of them is that they do these hits that don't tie back to them. So there is no proof.
Interesting.
Yeah, I bet if they just had some customer testimonials,
right?
It would be a lot easier.
You'd get people lining up at the door.
Yeah.
The fake dark web door.
The fake dark web door. Is that how you get to the dark web?
Right.
There's a door you have to go through?
That's right. You go through a door. That's right. Yes.
Remind me to not go near that door. I bet it has a very terrifying welcome mat.
That's right. Welcome
Instead
to the
of like speak friend and enter, it would be, I don't know, do murder and enter.
Do murder and enter. I was going to say, welcome to the dark web. We have cookies or something.
This academic paper also found that prices for hits definitely vary by country. The lowest price in Australia will cost you about $11,000. In England,
like $11,000 local money?
I think it's US. I'm pretty sure it was all in US because they were based in Michigan.
Oh, wow. Super fancy, England. Expensive over there.
Yeah. In England, you'll need about $18,000 to carry out a hit.
Holy crap.
Yeah, in the US, man, they'll do it for a
$5,000.
Yeah.
And an order of McDonald's.
Yeah. Hey, I love their fries.
I can eat their fries. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Most McDonald's have a dedicated fryer for gluten-free people. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that. I know. I just found that out. And a lot of times they'll cook the nuggets in the same thingy. I don't think.
I feel like there would be wheat in
not
the
the
breading.
nuggets, not the nuggets. It's something else. There's something else that they cook too that I can't remember what it was anyway. But there were so many things I was like, oh my gosh, I can actually eat some of the things at McDonald's, which is not what I want anyway. But the fact that I can is exciting to me.
Hey, every once in a while I enjoy me some nice salty McDonald's fries. But if they're not hot, like if they're old fries, I just won't eat them. They have to be hot.
Yeah, they're too starchy or something.
Well, it's because they're like only made of like 10% potato.
Yeah, that's nothing.
No, because when I found all my food intolerances, I had to read the ingredients for literally everything I eat.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, the McDonald's French fries are probably the most alarming ingredient list. There's meat in there. There's milk in there.
I'm sorry. What? In the fries?
Yeah.
Why?
Because there's like beef drippings or something in there. It's not good. There's like,
oh my God.
You think fries would be like potatoes and salt and oil?
That's what I was thinking.
No, the McDonald's French fries have like 20 ingredients.
Well, no wonder they're so addicting.
Yeah.
Jeez. That's concerning.
Yeah. Similar to Bob that we spoke about earlier, there's another guy out there wanting to pass the info of people contacting these sites onto police. His methods are a little different, though, and perhaps not as legal.
Oh?
Yes. Chris Montero claims that he's doing this as just a morbid passion project outside of his everyday job as a systems administrator in London.
Oh, those system administrators. They're just the worst, eh?
He is a bit of a computer whiz, so he'll actually hack the Hitman for Hire sites on the dark web, and he'll get the info of who's reached out, and then he'll give that to police. Law enforcement agencies around the world have been very hesitant to work with him or use his evidence to make an arrest because of the way he acquires it.
I'm sorry. Maybe this is just me watching too many movies, but I'm pretty sure law enforcement seeks out hackers, or if they catch a hacker, they utilize them in their own business, I guess, as they're trying to hack systems to try to test for vulnerabilities and stuff like that for their IT security teams.
Well, I would assume the struggle is that when they go to court, they could possibly have that not used as evidence because of the way it was obtained. It was illegal, technically.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That makes sense, actually.
Especially if that site has some kind of privacy policy and then it was hacked.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Carry on.
Chris, because, sometimes it's hard for him to get the info to police, he's actually worked with the media, including Wired and 48 Hours. Nice. Which have passed his information on to law enforcement officials, eventually leading to arrests of people who paid these sites for murder. In total, Chris counts 9 cases where information he collected ended up leading to an arrest. In one of the worst cases, though, a man in Minnesota was arrested after he was found to have killed his wife himself when the hitman he had commissioned on the Bisa Mafia website for about $6,000 in Bitcoin didn't come through.
Yikes.
So it was another one of those scam sites where he paid them in Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. Hitman never actually showed up because it was a scam.
Right.
So then he just killed his wife himself, and police were too slow to get on it. So unfortunately.
Wow.
The amount of news stories I found out there now about people contacting these sites and getting caught is actually wild, especially with how much it's in the media.
Really?
That people are still doing it.
It
seems to be right. And that's in some of the interviews with Bob, people were saying, you know, aren't you worried that you're getting so much attention in the media that now nobody's going to be coming to your site? And he's like, I'm still literally getting requests every day.
That is wild. Clearly people are not looking up reviews, or I don't know, do a little research to see, or just, you know, be smart.
Yeah.
Does it seem like it's legit or not?
Yeah. The majority of the news stories I saw, or that I saw people talking about their Hitman sites, of who was reaching out, it was most of the time ex-lovers, either that or it was wives/husbands of someone who is cheating, and the person they're cheating with wants to get rid of the spouse so that they can be with the person.
Mm-hmm. Because the person will never leave their spouse.
No.
Sorry,
so then they want that spouse killed.
Somebody, they're never leaving their spouse. I hate to tell you.
No.
Don't kill them, though. They're just not
and you don't want to.
You deserve better.
And you don't want to be with somebody that's cheating on their spouse because, spoilers, they'll do that with you too.
100%. Yep.
Yeah. So the majority of these requests are for, I guess we could call them romantic rivals of some kind.
I guess.
I don't know what you call them.
That's a very generous name.
I know. I'm trying to make it sound fanciful.
Fanciful.
Yeah.
Love it.
Reading all these, just reading the, I don't know, sheer stupidity of people. It hurt my head. I feel like
it's wild.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people should also know that if a hitman agrees to a super low price for a hit, they're probably law enforcement.
Yes.
Like, they're probably not real.
They get $20 from you to do a hit on somebody for you. Yeah. They can arrest you. $1 even. That's a transaction.
Exactly. So that's the thing, is that I'm fairly certain you can't be charged unless money is exchanged. Right. Because before that, it's just talk.
That's
like
right.
People say that all the time. They're like, oh my God, I'm going to kill him. He's driving me crazy.
They could still charge you with like conspiracy to do it, but they can't charge you with the act of actually paying for it. Because the transaction is what...
And you could also get that thrown out in court, though, because if you were like, I was just joking, I didn't really mean it.
It's harder to prove.
But once you exchange money. So usually they won't make an arrest until you exchange money.
That's right, yeah.
So, because until then, it's just talk.
Exactly.
There's no action. There's intent, but that could easily get thrown out in court.
That's
so
right. It's way easier.
Police will agree.
This way.
Yeah, so police will agree to any price you say, just so they can get that exchange of cash to make the arrest, which is my way of bringing it all back around to my theme, which is, why is hiring a hitman so cheap?
You didn't answer the question.
And the answer is, because people are stupid.
That is a great answer.
Yeah, that's the answer, because people are stupid.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
That's super sad.
Yeah.
God, what
that's my wild hitman journey that I brought you all on. So I hope everybody at home was squinting a lot.
Oh gosh, yeah. If you ever see any of us squinting, you happen to be walking by and it's not a sunny day, you know why we're squinting.
Yeah. The best is when you catch yourself squinting, but you didn't intentionally do it. Like, you know what I mean? Yes. When somebody is like speaking to you at work or something, and you're just giving them that like squint, and then you realize that you're doing it, and you're like, oh God, I need to loosen my face.
Nikki, I work in IT, so a lot of times people come to me with issues that I'm just like, are you sure this is a question you don't know the answer to already? I'm pretty sure you do. I'm actually pretty sure we had this conversation last week. Just like, yeah, there's a reason why a lot of call centers and people who deal with troubleshooting issues online and things like that have mute buttons. It's because it's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you not know this answer? This is ridiculous. We're in 2021.
Hey, sometimes knowing stuff is hard.
It's totally fair.
Yeah. Megan, it's your time.
I just realized, like, what are we doing now?
What happens now?
What happens now? I don't know. I don't remember.
You roll and you get a category, and then we say goodbye to all the lovely people, and we tell them where they can find us.
And where they can go on the dark web.
No.
I'm just
No, we don't do
just
that.
Kidding. I'm kidding. Don't arrest me.
You look for the doormat that says, do murder, then enter.
And then you don't go there and don't do the thing it says. And don't do it for the views or the content.
No.
Not like all the other videos that I watch on YouTube. Okay, I'm going to roll. Hey, it's not bad. I got an 11.
It's not great.
I mean, it's over 10. It's better than below 10. Oh, this is a great category. I think you made this one up. Love makes you do the wacky.
Yep. And I will give you bonus Grimdark points if you know what that sentence is from.
Oh, no, I don't. Love makes you do the wacky?
It's a quote from a TV show.
Oh, that's so sad. It does not sound familiar to me at all. I don't know.
I know some of our friends are probably screaming right now because
no!
they know what it's from.
Is this from What You Do in the Shadows or whatever?
No, it's from Buffy.
Oh, boo. I did watch that, but I don't remember that quote. I only watched it the once, so.
Well, that's just a sign that you need to watch it again.
Clearly.
If you don't have it completely memorized,
Clearly.
Megan.
Who says it? Love makes you do the wacky.
You got to Google it. When you see it, you'll know.
Okay.
You can Google it after the episode.
I'll Google it.
It's a moment that you'll remember.
Okay. And you at home will have to Google it as well because I'm not doing it right now.
Yeah.
Thank you for everybody for joining us tonight. That was a wild ride, Nikki. Thank you. Thank you for that story. That was I am going to go to sleep happy knowing that I am not that stupid.
Nobody go to that website.
No, please do not.
I'll post screenshots in our Instagram.
Yeah, if you want to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
We do not recommend or condone that behavior or going to that website and your IP will ping. Trust me, I know.
Megan, that's not a good threat because I don't even know what that means.
Just know that they could track you, the police, if you went there. So, with that being said, thank you, everybody, for joining us this fine day. I was going to say this evening, because it is this evening for us.
Fine day.
This fine day.
What if it's a shit day when this episode comes out?
No, it's a great day when our episodes come out. What are you talking about? If you want to follow us on social media, you know how to find us. We are the Grimdark Diaries. We are on Instagram and Facebook under that name. We are also under Twitter. On Twitter.
We're under
Twitter. We're under the bird. No, never mind.
Oh my god. Megan always seems to bring it around into a sexy spot at the end.
I didn't mean it.
We are under the bird.
The Twitter logo is a bird, so that... I'm sorry, that just turned out worse than... Listen.
No, add that to the list of shirts we need to make. Grimdark Diaries, under the bird.
Things, I don't think about what I say, and then I don't hear it until after it's already out of my
Megan,
mouth.
these are the reasons we're R-rated. These are things that come out of your mouth.
Yeah,
not all the murder.
It's solely just because of the way that I talk. Oh, good lord. Okay, so you can find us on Twitter at Grimdark Diaries. Grimdark Diaries. Say that again, because I think there was a P in there somewhere accidentally. Whew. You can find us, nope. If you want to send us an email, we are at thegrimdarkdiaries@gmail.com. And whatever podcast platform you are listening to us on right now, if you can follow, subscribe, like, if you can give us a 5-star rating, or if you can comment, leave us a review, let us know what you think, whatever you can do on those podcast platforms, that would be awesome. We would very much appreciate it, and it would also help us get out into the podcast-verse. Whatever.
Is that on the dark web?
I think it's on Google, actually.
Okay, so you can Google that, everybody.
That's probably something you can Google. I don't know.
Podiverse or whatever she said.
You heard it here
Rewind
first.
15 seconds, and then whatever she said, just try and decipher it and type it into Google.
I apologize. Oh God, this is how it's been a couple of weeks, guys. I'm sorry. So join us next week to see what I come up with for Love Makes You Do the Wacky. And remember, a friend in the dark beats a... Nope. And remember, a friend in the dark beats alone in the light.